What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. It's a hot day. Like, it just feels like the devil's toenails outside today. Like, it's just a scorcher. Um, but getting into this episode, GH, Fungus is really pissing me off. Like, I don't know where he came from, but he need to crawl back in his mama and start over because I'm tired of his ass. Like, I don't know why the judges are even allowing him to speak. Like, this man keeps saying how Alexis is trying to, you know, use that courtroom or use that hearing as a way to get, to push a vendetta or something like that. And he's the one that's pushing the vendetta. He keeps blaming her not only for one brother's death, he's blaming her for both of his brothers' deaths. And mind you, she had nothing to do with that. I mean, yeah, they died due to being around her or knowing her or whatever. She was involved, but she wasn't involved, if that makes sense. Like, she had nothing to do with that. Another person is responsible for those deaths, not her. you know and I feel like he's lashing out at her because he can't blame Harmony for it, because Harmony's dead. He can't go after her. You can't go after a dead person. So so he want to take it out on Alexis or whatever, which I think is ridiculous. And again, he shouldn't even been able to speak. Like, and I feel like his outburst in that hearing is what's probably going to help Alexis get her law license back. It should. His outbursts in there it was horrific. It was just totally uncalled for. And I'm glad that Diane said something to his ass, because he ought to be ashamed of himself, coming up in there acting all type of fool. So now it's going to take a whole nother month to hear back from the board or from the judges. Hopefully Alexis get her license back. I hope so. She deserves to kick ass in the courtroom again. But I feel like if she wins or if she loses, I feel like this may not be the last that you're going to hear from Fungus. I feel like he going to migrate to Port Charles and cause all type of hell. He ain't done with that lady. I can see the veins popping out of his little thick neck. He ain't done with her. Not yet, by a long shot. So Alexis, watch your back. I'm just saying, because that man seemed like he unhinged. Even Diane said it, like, he seems very unhinged. I'm like, he is. He a nut. He need to go take his little happy pill. Crazy ass. Look like Natasha might have to come out and take him out next. So anyway, moving on from that. I thought Chase was gonna be the one to tell Tracy about Gregory. Didn't they tell her that she was in the stables and stuff like that? And I thought Ned was gonna bring Chase down to the stables. So I'm guessing that Chase didn't find her down there because she just got done with riding. So I presume that he didn't see her or whatever. So I guess I was like, I'm not mad that Cody was the one to tell her. I'm not mad at that. It's just simple fact that I ain't like some of that conversation Tracy was having with him, like comparing him to Gregory. I thought that was weird, but okay. I love how vulnerable Tracy is. Like, I'm glad that we got to see her reaction to it, because I was a little mad. I was mad yesterday because I didn't think we were gonna see her reaction to it. Like, I didn't think we were gonna see how she felt. Like, we wasn't gonna get to see that raw reaction. But I'm thrilled that we got to see it. Because she really came to care about that man. Like, I feel like people come into your life for a season. You know what I'm saying? To teach you something. And I felt like Gregory really left a lasting impression on Tracy. Like, he really taught her some life lessons, some very valuable life lessons. And I'm glad that she got to sit there and reminisce about him. And I know that she wished that she could have met him in his younger days and her younger days. What that would have been like. But I agree with what Gregory told her before. Everything happened for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? She was supposed to meet him when she was supposed to, which was in their golden years. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that Tracy came to care about him, because it's not easy for Tracy to care about a lot of people or to show that she cared. And their relationship started off very rocky. Like, he could not stand her ass when he first met her. So I'm glad that, he touched her life and he made her want to make some changes in her life and stuff like that. Because we all get people like that in our life, that just leave such a lasting impression. They teach us something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody that come in your life, good, bad, or indifferent, they're there to teach you something. The good people, the bad ones, they're there to teach you. There's a lesson in knowing that person. So I felt like she took away a lesson from knowing Gregory. And I love her friendship. Let me tell y'all something. Her friendship with Stella is a friendship I did not know I needed in my life for this show. I did not know I needed to see this, but I'm glad I do, and I'm witnessing this because Stella do need some friends her age, and I'm glad it's Tracy. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I love how Tracy was offering up, any help to the family and stuff like that. If any medical bills came up or whatever, she was like, "Listen, I'm good. Like, I will write a check, okay? Because I don't want them to have to worry about nothing." Um, I seen on social media some people said it was crazy that they weren't doing an autopsy. I don't see the big deal in them not wanting to do an autopsy. They know what ailments that man had. They know how he died. So I don't feel like an autopsy is needed. I ain't see the big deal about that. Obviously it wasn't no foul play, so there's no need for it. Um, but yeah, I'm loving the friendship between Tracy and Stella. I really am. Um, and it was so funny how Tracy was saying that, with Gregory, like, she didn't want to disappoint Gregory and stuff like that. At least not this soon. That was funny. That was funny as shit. Because let me tell y'all something. Tracy is gonna be Tracy. That's what I like about her. Like, she's gonna be her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Gregory taught her humility. I think he taught her to be more vulnerable, be more open, with people and her loved ones. Cherish the moments that you have. I feel like he taught her a lot of things. And that's what I love about Tracy. Like, she's gonna be bitchy. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna come off as a straight witch. And that's what I love about her, like, because she has those layers. Like, she can be nice and vulnerable and open to people, but she could be a straight up demon when she gotta be, and I enjoy that about her. And I don't want her to change that, but I am glad that they're adding more layers to her. Um, I feel bad for her, but I do agree with Stella. Like, she can't see this loss as just Finn and Chase's loss and Violet's loss. It's her loss too. It's Alexis's loss. You know what I'm saying? These are people who have come to know Gregory, grown to love him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's her loss too. And she has every right to grieve just like they're grieving. It's a different type of grief for her, but she still has that right to grieve. And I'm pretty sure Alexis is going to be grieving too when she find out what happened. And I totally get where Tracy coming from. I mean, we all knew Gregory was going to pass. I mean, that goes without saying, but we didn't know it was going to happen this soon. I thought we had at least a few more months, you know what I'm saying, to a year or something, but he was going down rapidly though. His health was declining just like that. It was going. Um, so that's not too shocking, but it's shocking. Um, so anyway, moving on from that. I don't blame Liz. I know Liz was trying her hardest to not tell Portia what's going on with Finn and his drinking. I totally get it because she did try her hardest not to tell Portia. But Portia kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Like, oh, we're friends. You can confide in me. But see, I'm glad Liz pointed that out. Yeah, we're friends, but you are still the boss. Like, you're one of the bosses. You're a co-chief. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that easy to just tell her stuff, especially when it has to do with, one of her doctors. You know what I mean? And his mental state right now, his addiction. That's not a conversation that's easy to be had. Like, you think you're talking to a friend, but you're also talking to a boss. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, they might be a friend. They might got their friend hat on in that moment. But once you start telling them about that, oh, he started drinking again, or he could slip back into addiction. That's when the friend hat come off and the boss hat got to come on. Portia can't totally separate the two as much as she would like to. You cannot. And I can't blame Liz for finally telling her what's going on. Cause I know Liz was like, oh, don't, I hope I don't regret telling you this. You might. you just might. But at the same time, it had to be said. Portia has to know these things. And where's the other co-chief of staff at? What's Terry at? We don't really get to see her that much. Her and Yuri and stuff. But yeah, she had to. And I get Portia. I don't feel like Portia, I seen the worried look on Portia's face, and I don't feel like she's going to be able to keep quiet about this. I feel like Finn needs to take some time off of work. He needs some bereavement time. He need to keep going to the meetings. And I'm glad that, he decided to go to a meeting. But I feel like one meeting is not going to improve things. He needs more help than that. But I am glad that him and Chase got to have that sit down and whatnot. But he gonna need more help than just one meeting. It's gonna take it's a process. It's gonna be a battle. You slipped up, had that drink, but I'm glad Chase was there to remind him, like, you're human. You make mistakes. You had a slip up. It's not gonna destroy your sobriety though. You can get right back on it. So I feel like he can. you know, and I feel like this is a battle that he's gonna have to face. Um, but I'm pretty sure once he does come back to the hospital and stuff to perform his duties, I know Portia gonna be watching his ass. I know she gonna be on him. She gonna be watching every little step he take, making sure he good. And I don't blame her. As co-chief of staff, it's like you're liable for that hospital, for the patients and all that type of stuff. You know, and that hospital that had so many scandals over the years, they cannot afford another one. So anyway, moving on from that. I love the scenes though between Violet and Finn, you know, him making her grilled cheese and stuff. I enjoyed those scenes. You know, I feel real bad for little Violet, you know, because I kind of felt how she felt in that moment when she was talking to BLQ about forgetting her grandfather and stuff. She, you know, she was scared that she was going to forget him. I felt her in that moment because I've had family members die when I was like 6 years old and 5 and all that type of stuff. And I remembered them at that moment. And I was nervous too that, you know, as I got older, I was going to forget about them. Oh, but I never did. Nope. I still think about them to the day. I still replay those times back in those days that we had. So I believe she definitely always going to remember her grandfather because they spent a lot of quality time together while he was here. So I don't see her forgetting him. And you know, that's why she got Finn and Chase there to tell her even more stories that she didn't know about her grandfather, you know, to fill in those gaps and stuff. So that's always a plus. I'm glad BLQ is definitely a good wife because that woman done missed out on a nice luxury honeymoon. But you know, she's standing by her man and his family and stuff, and she being a wife and she being there. So I love it. You know, I know everybody keep telling her, "Oh, I'm sorry about your honeymoon." But you know, that's the least of her worries right now. Hell, she's an heiress. You know what I'm saying? She could hop on a jet at any given moment, and her and Chase, when they're up to it, can take a honeymoon. You know, it's a delayed one, but they got plenty of time for that. So anyway, moving on from that, I'm so glad we got a glimpse of TJ and Molly today because I'm like, damn, we hardly ever get to see them anymore. That little conversation that they were having about Alexis and what it would be like to go up against her in court, that was cute. You know, that TJ tried to stand by his lady and support her and was like, oh, I'm sure you'll win. No, sir. No, sir. I'm not knocking Molly as an ADA because I'm pretty sure she's, you know, good in the courtroom. But you talking about experience. You know what I'm saying? Alexis got that experience. That woman been trying cases for over 30 years. I feel like she would bust that ass in the courtroom on Molly. If she get that license back, please, Alexa's gonna show her a thing or two. Like, I'm not underestimating Molly. I think she's good at what she does, but you talking about 3 decades of experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, Alexis got some things to teach. But I feel like if Molly and TJ found out that Christina saw Dex getting his ass beat by Sonny, I feel like that's going to change the game for them. I feel like, you know, because TJ and Molly already feel bad about being all up on Christina. You know what I mean? Like, being all up on her and stuff. But I feel like if they find out that information, they're going to be on her even more. They're going to be on her like white on rice. I'm telling you, they're going to be up her ass every second of the day till that baby drop. I could tell. TJ, if he find that out and she witnessed that, oh, he gonna be like, oh, no. We don't need our child around that. TJ gonna hit the damn roof. I already know. That man gonna lose his shit. There ain't gonna be no talking him out of that. I can assure you of that much. But anyway, this was a cool little episode. It was cute. You know, it wasn't like a Friday episode that I felt like this was more like Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? It was cute though, but it was cool. But I was, you know, on a Friday, you expect something, you know, explosive to happen, you know, to give you that good cliffhanger, especially seeing as how we got a 3-day weekend, you know, with Memorial Day this Monday. So, you know, you kind of got to leave it off on a bang, but it was still cute. But I hope you all have a great night. I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope you have a great Memorial Day, and I will see you all Tuesday. So have a great weekend. Peace.